And good morning. Welcome to How You Livin on Edge Radio TV. Happy Monday. My name is Robin B. Good morning, Dr. Kiva.
Good morning. How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
Oh, good.
Sorry, folks. It's Monday all the way around. Did you have a good weekend?
I did. Well, I mean,
You work all the time.
I work this weekend, but I figure any day you wake
That
up
you're
is a good weekend.
absolutely.
Weekend.
It sure is.
So
I totally agree.
How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. Chelsea came, so we did a lot of walking, a lot of exercise. I had to recover yesterday from walking for an hour, which is pretty sad. But
did you measure how long the walk? How many miles?
yeah, it was only 2.3 miles. But I mean, I'm with a little 9-year-old, so we kind of took our time, you know. But that was good. We went and fed the ducks, and there's a lot of ducks. The sad thing is the vultures came over, and I'm like, I always thought vultures only eat dead things. But they came and ate the bread. They were really bogart. They're very thuggish, real thuggish. And I guess if you're hungry, you'll eat anything.
Exactly. I mean, it's the survival of the fittest.
It really is. And that was their Thanksgiving. So they figured they might.
Can you believe this week is Thanksgiving? Do you have any plans for the
I
holiday?
am so not ready. I'm so not ready. Actually, I respect what's going on. So we really weren't going to do a whole lot. But my mom would love to have somewhere to go. Right. So I said, if you want, we will cook for you. So we're not going to do a whole lot of cooking. But mom is always, I think we did the same thing last year. Okay. What about you?
Well, I'm gonna go
to your
my mother's house. I'm not gonna eat with her. I'll get my food to go.
Okay.
I think it's too much of a hassle to have to take your mask down and eat it. I'm like, you know what?
I totally agree.
It's not that crucial.
Yeah, I agree. And when we're at my mom's, which a lot of us visit her, yesterday most of us were there. Everybody kept their masks on. And exactly. You know what? Even though it's common and we've been doing it for a long time, it still blows my mind a little bit. It that we live our lives with masks on.
I don't know. I wonder about we get so caught up. Is it a good thing? Do you think it's a good thing to celebrate traditions? Or, I mean, because we're just like, well, this is what we normally do for Thanksgiving. This is.
I think we need to adjust. I mean, we're people who learn to adjust. Look how we had to adjust after 9/11. Right. All right. We take our shoes off. It's still not normal, but we have to take our shoes off at the airport. So we need to adjust and to survive, you know? We take our shoes off so that we don't get bombed on the plane. We need to wear our masks so that we don't keep killing people. It's just that, to me, it's that simple.
Well, it's the shift for today. We're going to talk small businesses.
Right.
And for the holiday, maybe it would have been an ideal time to support a small business to purchase.
Oh my goodness!
To cater food.
You nailed it.
Because
absolutely.
One Thanksgiving, me and a vegan, I supported the small business and tried the vegan macaroni and some of the vegan greens. And so I think it's a good opportunity to support those small businesses at this time.
That's a really excellent idea. And one thing I know, Houston is chock full of vegan stores, a vegan restaurant, even vegan food trucks. I think that would be super great. That's a really good idea.
We need to find a place to support a bakery.
Yeah. Oh my goodness! You got any ideas?
I don't know.
I feel you have a directory. You're like a walking directory of vegan.
That's the one time that I'll if it has an egg in it, I'll eat it. If it's
were you really?
Yeah, I'm not that.
Okay, you're not. Okay, yeah. Thank you.
So
and you do a lot of baking, don't you?
No,
you don't do any cooking, baking.
I prepare mostly.
Okay.
And I do cook, but not baking.
Is your mom vegan?
Oh, no.
Okay. Right. Very few mothers, they're like, no, that's for your generation.
No, she tends to eat more vegetables than meat.
Okay.
Because growing up, my mom used to just have all the vegetables on the plate and go, look, it's such a pretty plate. Look at all the colors.
Yeah.
And so she started me on that.
Okay. That's good. And you've been a vegan for 10 years?
Oh, yeah, vegan, yeah. Well, I would say I stopped eating beef and pork maybe about 20, 30 years or so. I was like, I don't want this anymore.
That's great.
Then after that, I stopped eating chicken and then seafood and
So fish. What are you going to eat at your mom's? What are you going to get?
The sides.
So, okay, and she's going to do a lot of sides, especially for you, probably.
No, we always do sides, and they make sure not to put.
Don't mix.
They don't mix.
Okay.
They don't really do a lot of meat in the vegetables. So.
Okay. You know what? Let's ask Philip when he comes down. We're going to have an entrepreneur, someone in the entrepreneur world today. I would love to find out if he has a list of vegan restaurants in the community.
Well, even just restaurants in general. I don't want it to only be keyhole to one.
Okay, but places that deliver.
Places that deliver that we can maybe support for Thanksgiving.
Right. It doesn't have to be vegan. Yeah, see how you've influenced me.
Exactly. Somebody might say, I want a turkey.
Right.
A good Louisiana fried turkey that's in the community.
My brother-in-law does it. I don't think he could do it now because he doesn't have a backyard anymore. But he used to fry turkeys for the whole family, and I'm gonna miss that. But what we do, our Thanksgivings are very untraditional anyway. Jeff he has some specialties, and one of them is baby back ribs, block your ears, and lasagna. He's great for lasagna too.
Really?
Yeah. So people who come and eat at our house know that they're going to get something a little more, than turkey. But
so I have a question while we wait on our guest to come. So what do you think about all this political?
Oh my Lord!
We have to at least bring it up just a little bit.
No, we really do because it's out of control
with the lawsuits and still not really just saying, okay, this is the president.
Well, what I am fearful of is that 70% of Republicans believe that this fraud was committed and that Joe Biden is illegitimate.
Wow.
And that's scary, 70%. So I don't know if you saw the weekend because you don't watch TV.
Right.
But your president got up there again. I should say our president. He is currently our president.
45.
And 45, okay. And he was talking about something else, I think about the vaccines. But during his conversation, his press conference, he injected, I won, by the way. And no wonder they're thinking that, because when you hear, and he is of the mind, if you say something enough, it becomes true.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he is classic. So yeah, I am real concerned what January is going to bring. I can't even imagine what Inauguration Day is going to look like.
Yeah.
There's not going to be a concession.
Because, if they do anything to really stop votes in other states.
Right.
Democracy.
Oh, yeah. Democracy is that.
Just imagine how many people go, see, my vote really doesn't count.
Exactly. And that's kind of what's going on, you know. And at the end of the day, Putin won. That's what he wanted in the first place. And, if we can sow chaos in the most democratic country in the world, what's the hope of other countries surviving?
Yeah, because we were already fragile.
Exactly. One of the politicians came on this morning and said, hey, it was our job to go and observe democracy around the world. It was our job to help, bring democracy into other countries.
Right.
What are they going to say about us now? So a lot of damage has been done in the last month. Forget about the last 4 years.
I know. So you and I got some work next year.
Girl, I have never really participated, but I think I will get involved.
You're gonna run for.
I'm gonna have. Oh, I have a girlfriend. I won't name names now, but she absolutely plans on running for governor. Our governor definitely has run his course.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
sure.
As far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Right. So if we can't do it through. Right. Washington, we at least have to make sure we're strong locally.
I agree. And I think Houston has a really good local group. I think we have a really good...
I know, we should invite some more of the people.
Especially now.
Exactly.
Things are going crazy.
Yeah, so we're going to have fun next year.
I'm looking forward to it. I would like to see what our guest has to say about it, too. Everyone has an opinion.
I ain't going to say the same.
Right, thank you. I read your mind immediately, right? We have a lot of things, right?
That is too funny.
Should we bring them up?
Yeah,
so we got a lot to talk about today.
And we'll bring them up. So next, come back and join us. We're going to have our attorney here who's going to talk to us about small businesses and how we can develop small businesses and what steps you can take. Maybe you can even tell us about grants that maybe we can.
That would be really good. We need funding big time.
Yes, we do.
And so he probably has a lot of gems that we have no idea exist. So it would be good to see what's going on. He's a big advocate of entrepreneurs, and that's what we need.
Definitely join us for Attorney Yates, who's going to be up here and talk to us about small businesses.
Be right back.
The Natural Nation Network is really about taking control of your health physically, spiritually, emotionally, even intellectually, because there's so much out there in misinformation. There's a lot of people now that are suffering from all sorts of diseases that they really wouldn't have to suffer for if they had better information. And that's what we're here to do. Provide information that can save lives.
The mind and the body are totally connected.
Health can be really serious, and sometimes we just have to lighten it up a little bit while we're still providing substantive information. And my sort of mantra on the salsa dance floor is kind of similar. I tell somebody, if you make a mistake twice, it becomes a move. Okay?
Tune into Natural Nation every Tuesday at 11 a.m.
This is former Rocket Robert Reed.
This is Mel Jewell of Athletes United.
And we want to talk to you of our new program and podcast. We're talking about former athletes who are doing a lot of things in the community.
Various athletes in various sports. Swimming, track, soccer, football, baseball, you name it.
Former and current athletes here in the greater Houston area.
All promoting wellness, health. All promoting that which makes us all better.
Of Edge Radio, truth still matters.
When people stop talking to each other, society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters.
And we are back with Mr. Philip Yates. Philip is a Houston attorney, among many other things. So we're going to let him tell us about himself. Good morning, and thanks for being with us.
Good morning.
Good morning, ladies. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We appreciate you being here.
Glad I finally made it up here.
Yeah, we had a snafu last time. We definitely had him coming. And the electric company had other plans. They were working on the wiring.
Hey,
TMI, they don't even know.
Right?
They don't even
Well,
know
we
all
didn't know,
that.
but we paid our bill. It was the outside people. We had trucks all working on the wiring, so don't think we don't pay our bills. We pay our bills. All right, so thank you for being so flexible.
No, my pleasure is always. If you call and you ask, I'll be there. I'll show up. All right. And now, Dr. Kiva, same rules apply for you. All right. So I'm here.
That. And
That's
it's going to
nice.
be a regular. We're going to take you up on that.
Sure.
So what I know
So
about.
tell us something about you. What do we need to know about Attorney Yates when it comes to
Well, there's a
I was about to say, that was an open end. I was like, I'm a Cancer. I like playing basketball.
I like walking on the shore.
Right, long walks on the beach. I have a dog named Jax.
That's good. No, well, what I know from you is from the Small Business University with Houston area Urban League.
Yeah, I know.
And I would love for you to tell us a little bit more about that. And then, of course, we're going to cover your law practice. There's a lot to talk about.
Sure, no. So obviously I met Robin many, many moons ago over at the Houston Area Urban League at the Small Business Development University. For those of you who don't know about it, it's a program that's a part of the Entrepreneurship Center at the downtown location for the Houston Area Urban League at 1301 Texas Avenue. I've had the pleasure of serving in that space for over 10 years now. So thanks to Judson Robinson, our CEO of the board of directors, Eric Goody, and the rest of the team, we've been able to support, I would say, over 8,000 entrepreneurs by this time. So it's been a fantastic journey. I was going to say outstanding, but fantastic. Yeah. It's been one of the highlights of my career thus far. Where I'll tell people, I have an MBA, I have a law degree, but going through that experience, the peer-to-peer engagement, you learn so much that I learned how to be a better business person. I learned how to be a better leader. You hear different subject matter experts and mentors come through the program and they facilitate. You're just picking up nuggets. And so that's probably been my best academic experience. And it's like the real hard knocks of what it takes to be an entrepreneur. So I know Robin came through there, and obviously you guys are doing well here. But we continually get to serve the community just by the leadership of the board and the sponsors. It's free. It's a free program. So if there's something you're interested in, whether you're in the idea phase or concept phase, or even if you're an existing business owner, people come through those doors. They sit down. It's a 12-week program. You get to learn all the disciplines and concepts of starting and running a business. The goal is to meet your goals, right? And so some people just come in there because they never heard of business, or they didn't have access to generational entrepreneurship, or they didn't go to business school, and so that's all those tales are often told in our communities. And so it's a good place for you to start out, and if you set your goals, we'll help you meet those goals. And even after you graduate from the program, you still are part of the Urban League family, where our goal is to help you get certified so that you can do business with the city of Houston, the county, or some of the other agencies. Or our goal is to get you access to capital so that you can scale and grow your business, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, I loved it.
Say someone they know they want to start a small business but not sure what, so do you at least have to have some idea of what you like? Okay, I want to be a business owner, but I just don't know what I want to do.
Yeah, I think that's actually the best place. The ones who come there and they already know everything, those are the worst participants.
They keep their hand.
Yeah,
they keep their hand, and you see that in almost every class in college as well.
Absolutely.
But one thing I loved during my tenure going there was you had people who had a very established business, but they wanted to add a little more to it. Right. You had people who had an idea, but they weren't sure. He covered everything from soup to nuts.
You help for them to formalize their idea on what they want to do, or you just give them the information and say, okay. Or how does that process work?
Well, it's a little bit of both. We try to meet the community where they're at, right? And so, as Robin was saying, like, some people come there with just an idea, and our goal is to help them formulate their thoughts, get into a business model, and make it so that they have something to take to market. But there are some people who are existing business owners that just may need help in certain areas, or they may need to get access to a mentor, or they may need access to capital. And so our goal is to make sure that whatever that objective is, we provide them with an infrastructure, the resources to maintain and meet that goal. And it varies. So to your original point, I think entrepreneurship is an ongoing journey where you're continually learning. Right. And so you don't know what you don't know. And so if you come there with an open mind, if you haven't met your goals, then more than likely you need help somewhere, and don't try to do it alone.
That's right.
I know when I was younger, I had an insurance agency that I started out straight out of graduate school, and I didn't know a lot. And so I thought, I have an MBA and I can do this, and had a franchise and invested money, and I had some wins, but ultimately
it's a lot too.
I wasn't successful. But
of course you help with business plans, and
that's the beginning.
Help with I think the biggest one that people tend to is the whole market research. That can sound kind of daunting, to know, where do I need to place my business? Where is traffic? Is the traffic going this way? Is it going to be seen?
Yeah, no, I think market research, for me, it's identifying the problem that you're trying to solve. Entrepreneurs sometimes get in love with their passion or what they love or what they dreamed the night before. But you have
some science behind it.
Well, it's a science, but the science is that you need somebody who's going to pay for it.
Absolutely.
Who's going to pay for that product, and that's where your market research comes in. And so you have to be able to do research to make sure that there's a product and service that the market wants. And if not, maybe you just need to do a little bit more research to work on your business model to make sure that there is, whether it's a business or a consumer, willing to pay for that product or service.
In this program, you have a lot of subject matter experts that come in. And they, like every week, if it's still the same way, depending on what that issue is. Like if you're having a week that's going to cover business plans, you have a SME that comes in and discusses how to create a business plan. Is that correct?
Correct, yeah.
How long is the class? I mean, I know it's so many weeks, but that one setting is an hour, 2 hours?
About an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours.
Do you still feed people well?
We
I used to look forward to that. It was always some good hot food up in there.
It was funny, like when we first started the program, like 10 people, and I would say 5 of them were homeless. I mean, they were literally coming there just to eat dinner. So I was like, if I keep feeding them, they're going to keep coming.
I'm feeding
and now
them
they're
in their mind.
Right. Now, over years, there was CEOs saying, if I keep feeding those CEOs, they'll keep coming back.
Right.
So, that was a value proposition. But also, it was a way to try to build a sense of community. Yeah, so that was the time when people could. Exactly.
Yeah.
Is there a cap on how many people can actually sign up for the program?
I've tried to make, I fit probably up to 125 at one setting. And then as little as like 10 at the very beginning. So, but the average, you get about 30 to 50 people, and then through attrition, I mean, entrepreneurship is not meant for everybody, which anybody who started a business knows that. So over time, people say, you know what, and it's not that they don't come back, because a lot of them come back, they say, now's not the right time for me.
But you know what's interesting, it's going to be a lot more people because of not working and depending on someone else to feed your family. Then you have to say, okay, now what shifts can I do? So if this happens again, I can be protected. So
absolutely. I mean, you asked about do we still feed people? Well, as of March 13th, 15th, we had to stop feeding people because of the pandemic. And so we're all virtual now. But there has been a huge uptick, even in my law practice. I've seen that people are now starting to think of entrepreneurship. Like they're taking it serious. One is maybe because the business that they were operating in shut down, or they had to make a shift. And then two, the new role of technology, I think, it's just a new economy here. And so you have to figure out whatever plans you had pre-COVID should change, because even if they don't change for you as an employee, well, if they don't change for you as a business owner, as an employee, it should, because you should be thinking about what is your business, your boss or the person you work for is thinking about, because they're going to have to shift their model.
Exactly. So are you seeing more of an uptick of online businesses versus brick and mortar? And a lot of them are service related anyway, right?
Yeah, most technology businesses you'll find are service related. Like they call it SaaS
coaches.
Company.
Oh, I meant like coaches.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot of coaches, a lot of teachers, but you're seeing a lot of independent contractors now.
Okay.
And I think that's because the new economy is now, whether you look at the gig economy or you look at the shrinking workforce, people are now having to be your own boss, even if you work for somebody. Like there's still some kind of contract that shows you're not a full-time employee. So what does that look like for you? You need to have a proper infrastructure.
A lot of contract work for sure.
Yeah. And so you're seeing that new, that's causing a new uptick. And then also to your other point, technology businesses, everybody's going virtual, whether, no matter what field you're in, you're thinking about how can I operate online?
Because I'm for sure going to go through the class.
I love it.
Now, here's the thing that I would, the drawback for me personally is social media marketing. So are you guys actually doing, I mean, now you have to have that conversation. Back in the day, it was like total guerrilla marketing. You just hit the streets, you do what you need to do. But now it's a total shift. So I'm sure that you have to teach how to do social marketing. Social media marketing.
We were doing that from the very beginning. And I think at that, because in my age when I first started doing this, I understood technology and social media. Now that I'm one of the more seasoned vets, I look at the people who came up through the workforce during that time, like they get it. But the people who are my age and older, it's like, we didn't have to do that. Like even
the struggle is real.
Yeah, no,
it is
real.
And the thing is, you want to hire somebody, it's very expensive.
It could be, but
try to hire somebody.
Yes.
Well, there's a lot of resources. So one, we do bring in a subject matter expert to talk about social media.
I can't wait for you to start again, because one thing I did see is a lot of your seasoned graduates, they still come back. Either they participate or they're still getting more information. I love that.
Just like in general education, you remember some things, but then you go back and go,
refresher.
Now that I've started doing this, I have a different my perspective is different.
Absolutely.
Your perspective change, and you see things totally different.
And with that, the material changes. So I've never just sat down and said, here's the basic curriculum and we stick to it. We had a syllabus, so we knew what topics we were going to cover, but it changed based on a subject matter expert, which is supposed to change with the economy. And so that was intentionally done, to your point. That's why when people come back, you're learning something new, because what's relevant in 2020 wasn't relevant in 2012, and certainly what's relevant in 2019 is not going to be relevant in 2021 due to the pandemic.
You have some notable graduates, don't you?
Yeah, we really do.
Success stories.
I was sitting with Eric Goody, our vice president at the Urban League, and he was saying, I was reading the Houston Business Journal, the 40 under 40, and I noticed every other person came through our program.
And that says a lot.
No, it does, and it's a blessing, one.
Yeah.
But then even to your point about people coming back, like Robin, like it's a virtuous cycle we tried to create, where it's like, okay, like Kylie Summers, Tiffany Williams, Deidre Mathis, Michelle Levi McDaniel.
I know the people.
All four of them are very successful in their field.
Because saying the names, they're like,
You'll right. And see, this thing over here doesn't watch TV. They're all in the news now.
Keep on need you to get to watch TV.
She lives a
pay
good
for
life.
Cable.
She does not.
Smart. Smart.
She's not
I do
Netflix.
Netflix.
I'm a
Netflix is a necessity.
I'm a Netflix person, yeah.
So what's the Small Business Exchange? Is that very different from the university?
It is different, and so it's connected.
Is that a new project?
No.
What is it though exactly?
So we started it about 8 or 9 years ago. So maybe 2 years after we started, 2 or 3 years after we started doing Small Business University, we wanted to find a way to culminate all the experiences that the entrepreneurs were having. So again, building camaraderie, building community. So at the end of the program, we wanted to find a way to have like a one-day entrepreneurship symposium to celebrate the entrepreneurs. Also bring on different subject matter experts, have TED Talk style presentations. And that's what the Small Business Exchange is. It's an exchange of ideas, communications, and networking. But also we wanted to be able to provide capital. And so we created a pitch competition on that day. And so we give away $10,000. That's what I tell people. I say it's open to anybody in the city, and then usually the people who come through the program, they're well prepared because they've got recent information, they've been trained to enter the pitch competition, but it's an open competition.
So now here's the question. So with it being on Zoom now, do you have to be in the Houston area? So even when you mention names like that, someone might be looking at the show who's not in Houston. And so you're saying, well, this person, they're like, I don't know those people. So if I'm just on Zoom, can I be in Waco, Texas watching it?
You can watch it, yeah. So we did our first virtual Small Business Exchange this summer. And so we had people participating, like the senator out of Dallas, he participated, who was running for U.S. Senator at the time. We had the Entrepreneurship Center directors, like, so, Eric Goody, he's our director here locally. But then we had ones from Chicago, we had one from Atlanta, we had one from Los Angeles. And we had people from New York also participating in the presentation.
You said Europe?
New York. New
York.
Wow. Hey, you never know. We might have somebody from New York.
Still very amazing.
Right.
Because if you're a small business person, like you said, getting the information, you can always hear that information over and over again.
That's the power of technology.
Now, is it only in Houston, or does Urban League have this program around the country?
I've been asked that question a few times. So they do have ECs, or entrepreneurship centers, around the country. So there's 12 of them located generally in high density African American areas where there's a high level of business traffic. And you can go onto the National Urban League website to look up those other locations. But in terms of Small Business University and the Small Business Exchange, that's specific to the Houston market.
That's phenomenal. That's great.
So it's been a blessing to be a part of a community, watch it grow. And I sent you guys like the entrepreneurship video that we did. And so since being on this journey, you start looking at some of the gaps in entrepreneurship. So you look at, there's a lack of mentors in certain areas. So that's where you have the SMEs. You look at there's a lack of contracts that may be awarded to these businesses. So you see people like Commissioner Ellis doing the great work he's doing with the county, and now the Port of Houston. They have new goals that they're trying to push, and we've always brought all these people in. The other one was the capital piece. So we saw a huge uptick in technology businesses around 2015, 2016. And that was around the same time that we also knew that the mayor was working with the task force for the Technology Innovation Hub, which is being built right in y'all's backyard here in Midtown. And so we decided, okay, we need to find a way to make sure that the Black and Brown community have access to capital so they can participate in this new economy that's being built. And so we started that journey around 2017, and it spun off of, again, Small Business University, the Houston Area Urban League, where now we have a board of directors, we're raising a fund of $3 million. We'll start deploying capital early 2021. And again, it all started with just people like yourself just coming every day, every Wednesday, and just showing that this is what you want to do. So thank you.
Oh, my pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We're gonna take a break,
Okay.
and we're gonna come back and kind of talk about like local funding, just so we can kind of get an idea, so they can kind of know what information someone needs to come in with when they start the program, and also like what are some of the top businesses that are starting through your program. So we'll take a little break, and we're gonna go deeper with Attorney Yates and try to just put all the information we can to help us all have a strong small business.
Yeah. Be right back.
Be right back.
We work our whole lives to support our families. With one accident or illness, it can all be gone in an instant. Now there's a smart, affordable way to protect your family. Go to findhealthbenefits.com and discover low-cost life insurance for as little as $2 per month. Add to that a tax-deferred annuity that can help you protect your assets and grow your money for retirement. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com. or call 877-235-6094. A critical illness can strike without warning and wipe out your life savings. In fact, it's the #1 reason for bankruptcy. Find Health Benefits offers an affordable solution. Get up to $50,000 if you get cancer, stroke, or a heart attack, giving you the peace of mind to focus on getting better while the plan helps you to pay your bills and medical expenses. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. 66% of seniors spend more time shopping for cable TV than Medicare plans. Most say because it's just too confusing. Laws change every year. The wrong plan could cost you thousands and prevent you from seeing the doctors you want. Introducing FindHealthBenefits.com. Save time, save money, see specialists without referrals. Go to FindHealthBenefits.com or call 877-235-6094 for this informative brochure.
Society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters.
And welcome back to How You Living. So today we're doing small business with Attorney Yates. So
how am I living? Oh, sorry.
How are you living?
How are you living?
Obviously living well, right?
Oh no, check the check. Don't believe that. All right.
But when we left, you were asking about funding.
About funding.
Funding.
Yeah. So tell us about funding through the Urban League, or
Yep.
what programs are there for the small business.
So with funding, that's a broad topic, right? And so I know when we left last time, we were kind of segueing into the venture capital fund, which is specifically for technology and innovation type of companies.
Okay.
Right, and so that's we've tried to provide capital for those friends and family around. Which, for those of you who are technology or tech-enabled businesses, you'll know that when you start out your app or your technology company, there's a potential for you to scale and make millions and millions and maybe even billions of dollars.
Right.
But at the very beginning, you have an asset that really can't be valued at a bank. So there's no collateral. And so you have to find you have to have your own capital. You have to have a rich uncle or rich aunt. And I don't know about y'all. I don't have a rich uncle or a rich aunt.
Mine yet. He's out there.
Maybe my aunt might be holding out on me.
We won't even go to the whole generational of not being able to do anything, so we're not going to go there.
Why not? Okay, we don't have enough time. We don't have enough time.
We'll have you back for that discussion.
There we go. I will be here because that is the general purpose of the venture capital fund. So if you're in that space, go to www.thediversityfund.com. And so what we do is we try to help out with early stage funding. You go through the Urban League program, your technology, your tech-enabled business. We seek you out, we get you prepared, we get you the capital, then we help you go through the pipeline. So then you can go to a angel group or a larger venture capital fund and then get funding. And then there's rounds like, you go to series, and then you can go all the way to initial public offering where you go become public company on the stock market. We'll save that talk for another day.
Oh, yeah, because my mind already...
Yeah. So, but there's opportunity there. And that just goes back to the power of the Urban League and the power of community. But there's other opportunities. And so there's crowdfunding platforms in the city of Houston.
You teach that, right?
We teach that. Yeah. And actually, one of our recent program graduates, Chris Garcia, he graduated last year, opened up a business in the middle of a pandemic using crowdfunding. He went to WeFunder, and he actually just spoke at the last virtual class this past Wednesday, and we shared all the content on crowdfunding, so all the rules, the regulations, and the concepts of each platform. This is important. Each platform serves a specific community or business. And so, yes, he went through it. He was able to raise, I want to say $50,000, which what he needed to finish out the build out of his restaurant. So now he's a fully owner and operated restaurant operating in Cyprus in the middle of a pandemic, all because of crowdfunding.
That is amazing.
So restaurants, because Houston has always been known to have a plethora of restaurants.
Yeah.
So have you noticed that being one of the top small businesses that you work with? Or I would think like restaurants would be up there.
You see a lot of people in the food business, and it varies. Catering was a huge one. He's the first one I've seen actually try to open up a restaurant, a brick and mortar.
Yeah.
But he has a franchise model that he's been working on, and he actually, to your earlier point we made, that some people go through the program and come back. He went through the program 2 years. The first year he brought his entire family. Second year he came back just to check off boxes. By the third year, now he has a brick and mortar restaurant that he opened up. Some people have food truck businesses. I've seen a lot of catering businesses. You see a lot of service related businesses, and I think that's just based off of our community and what we've been exposed to. You're now starting to see a huge uptick in technology business. So everybody's building, web platforms or apps or so.
Do you have any coding classes at the Urban League?
We have partnerships, and so through our partnerships with like Flatiron, they came to the city a couple of years back. I'm not sure the status of that organization now, but we were referring people from the Urban League community to Flatiron, and they were able to take coding classes for free. Now we have a relationship through the Diversity Fund Houston, which this will be released in the paper soon, with Prairie View A&M, where we'll be working with that academic institution to help those who are coders or developers now partner up with those who want to be founders of companies. Nice. And so that's a part of the ecosystem we're trying to build, so that if you're going through the program, you're a founder, you may not need to be a coder. You just need to have access to a developer that you can explain your ideas to, that can help you build it out, and then you can build this prototype or this MVP or minimum viable product, so that you can get funding.
Right now?
All this is available right now.
It was another one with coding. Microsoft, they had this one that was so awesome for young kids, young boys. In fact, I think it was called Boy Code or something. And they would go to like Atlanta and get it was like 800 little kids sign up, and they would provide them with computers and teach them how to code. So do you guys ever do anything with the youth when it comes to, since coding is the big thing, are you working with the babies?
Not intentionally, right? And so I'll tell you, and I say that because over the past couple of years, we've seen young people come into the program.
Right.
As of last year, we have a pitch competition. The second place winner was a 13-year-old young man who was a photographer.
That is phenomenal.
The year after that, we had a 12-year-old who went through the program, and he's been featured in the Chronicle and been on the news in the past year.
Nice.
I don't want to say their names because they're under 18, but they're doing very.
That's amazing. In terms of funding, who pays for this program?
I do. I have all the money.
I'm telling you, you're the rich uncle.
I'm the rich uncle you need to meet. No, lies.
Think about that. That's a cost. That's a major cost.
Absolutely, and that's important. And we try to explain at the very beginning of the program that none of this is free. This is by way of somebody who cares about our community and who partners with the Urban League. So the National Urban League started the Entrepreneurship Center centers around 2014, 2015 is when we got the Houston location. And so you've always had consistent partners like Wells Fargo. You have BP, you have Co-America Bank, you have the Port of Houston and the UPS. And that's just to name a few of the sponsors that continuously support the Entrepreneurship Center here in Houston. And by way of that, that's how you were able to get like a Diversity Fund Houston, which is a spinoff of that. And then you have Small Business University and Small Business Exchange. And so, yeah, it's really the corporate sponsors. And sometimes you have some government partners, but really it's the entire community. So, because it doesn't work without the other startup development organizations like your Impact of Houston that has continuously been a partner of your SCORE, your Small Business Administration. They're continuously helping out. And then you have your subject matter experts like you two that continually serve the platform. It doesn't work unless everybody's being a player and serving that community.
Yeah, because the Urban League itself is nonprofit, right?
Yes.
And so maybe there's some grants that also can go into that program?
Well, yeah, I think it's all grant related, some form of fashion. So I mean, it's really
like from DC, like they should be able to be throwing money at people now to say, hey, you're the government for sure.
Essentially.
So from a selfish standpoint, are you still providing, like, can graduates come back and benefit from all the programs that you guys offer?
Yes, anybody can come back.
That is phenomenal. I mean, I'll see you soon.
I hope so, and I hope anybody watching right now, I hope we see them as well.
When is the next class starting?
The next class will start the third week in January,
and so mark in my calendar.
Yeah, and it goes through to March,
and it goes through till May actually.
Oh, to May, okay.
Yeah, so
and they go by fast. They really go by fast.
Especially if you're going to sit at home.
Oh, yeah, that's even. I enjoy going in person, but you make it really convenient.
I miss the in person, but it is convenient.
Yeah, that's basically just go to the computer.
I've been in the kitchen sometimes, and I've seen other people, they're like, turn on your camera. You'll see people doing other things.
That's funny.
But it's convenient now. And I know that even once, I guess we have this vaccination, and I'm assuming by June, July, August, whatever, people will start feeling more comfortable. And I'm hoping by fall of 2021 we can do the in person, but we'll also still have that opportunity to do it online as well.
Are you taking the vaccine when it's available?
I knew she was going
to go there. Will you be taking those nanoparticles inside your veins?
No comment.
Are you going to be a human antenna?
We can't save them. You never. That's going to save somebody's life.
It's a joke, guys. It's a joke.
But is it really a joke? No, it's interesting. But I'm hoping whatever they need to do to normalize our society.
Yeah. I agree.
So somebody has to take the vaccine.
Right. Somebody. Some brave soul.
Well, if I'm on somebody's bed, deathly ill, shoot me up, doc. It is what it is.
Right, that's true. And if it gets to the point, and I know this is all conjecture, is you can't even fly unless you have your vaccination. If you've been, have you heard of that?
I'm pretty sure they're going to mandate, because the goal is they want everybody to take the vaccine. So there's a lot of money riding on that vaccine. So just be prepared. Eventually, we're all going to have to take the vaccine.
Right. And one of the things before we go,
at that point.
Yeah, you're almost there. She's almost off the grid already.
She has a Facebook page. She's not off the grid.
Yeah, I have to make her post. No, I'm teasing. She's just not a big consumer of the garbage that we all are comfortable consuming.
It's so much fun, though. Why?
It is.
I don't know. And hence, that's why I need help with the social marketing.
I am so looking forward to that. We're definitely want to talk about your law practice, too, because that is huge. And there were a lot of people in the city who need representation, and they need to know if it's affordable, and we'd like to know specifically where your areas of expertise are.
Yeah, it's huge because that's really how I pay the bills, guys.
Yeah,
I want you to know what I do in the community. That's my passion. So those are all my passion projects. But law is really how I keep Mama Bear and the kids happy, and I'm able to afford the lifestyle that we plan.
Absolutely.
I have a law practice downtown. I have some partners. There's the law office of Yates and Associates. Actually, about to change the name here soon. But you can reach me.
Yates, Jacoby, and Libowitz or something like that.
Something close.
We're gonna take I want to get more into it, but we got to take a quick break.
Oh man, I was about to get into the spiel.
Yeah, but you can.
You saw the lean in, right?
Yeah, we don't want you to stop. All
right, I'll stop right here.
Yeah, our engineers always tell us when we got to tell. Blame the engineer, guys.
Man, how we living? We're being teased up here, guys. I'll be back.
But no, don't lose that thought, please.
Yes, we'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll find out more about Attorney Yates and how to get all the information we need to contact him. So join us as we take a quick little short break.
Be right back.
We work our whole lives to support our families. With one accident or illness, it can all be gone in an instant. Now there's a smart, affordable way to protect your family. Go to findhealthbenefits.com and discover low-cost life insurance for as little as $2 per month. Add to that a tax-deferred annuity that can help you protect your assets and grow your money for retirement. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. A critical illness can strike without warning and wipe out your life savings. In fact, it's the #1 reason for bankruptcy. Find Health Benefits offers an affordable solution. Get up to $50,000 if you get cancer, stroke, or a heart attack, giving you the peace of mind to focus on getting better while the plan helps you to pay your bills and medical expenses. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. 66% of seniors spend more time shopping for cable TV than Medicare plans. Most say because it's just too confusing. Laws change every year. The wrong plan could cost you thousands and prevent you from seeing the doctors you want. Introducing findhealthbenefits.com. Save time, save money, see specialists without referrals. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094 for this informative brochure.
Society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters.
And welcome back to How You Living. So, just as FYI,
how am I? Oh, sorry.
We always talk about Miss Robin and her coffee.
Yeah,
she loves coffee in the morning.
My first cup is coffee. The rest of the day is tea. But I have to wake up, so the coffee has more caffeine than my tea.
Fair enough. Okay. Fair enough. So, tell us, Mr. Attorney Yates. Tell us what kind of law you practice.
Lost it. I was so ready beforehand. Yeah, I was so ready. No.
He's messing with us, everybody.
No.
He got that young brain.
I love y'all. Y'all.
You don't need the ginkgo.
Y'all need the ginkgo like we do.
Y'all like blood sisters. I'm telling you.
I think so.
You guys need to watch this. No. So by trade, I'm an attorney, and my practice areas really consist of corporate law. Obviously, that's where a lot of my passion comes from, with having a business background, being an entrepreneur, and then also the work I do at the Entrepreneurship Center, and then also bankruptcy has been a huge part of my practice, and that's dealing with debt relief. And when you look at our community and you look at the income disparities, you'll see that a lot of the barriers are tied to bad debt, consumer debt. Even when you look at some of the stats in terms of the trillions of dollars that are circulating through our communities, you look at that a lot of that comes from bad debt. So we can figure out a way to create more producers through entrepreneurship and then eliminate some of that debt that's holding us down, making us sick, and sometimes taking us to our grave. Now we can truly build generational wealth. So I've kind of married my practice along with the work I do in the community by focusing on corporate and bankruptcy. And so whether that's
like 45.
Oh, honey. I think he's beyond help.
Ooh.
Your president.
Oh, yeah. Like, no. 45. That's how he built his wealth.
Yeah, and you know what? He said he did it because he's smart.
He did a Chapter 7 when he first started out, and he was able to liquidate his debt. And I mean, his debt. Right. Not debt. I'm not trying to get rid of the president. But no, he was able to liquidate it using a Chapter 7, and people should take note by that.
You can do that several times.
You can do that. What he did the next time was he formed a business. He never used his personal credit, so you can actually liquidate businesses. So you can do a Chapter 7 liquidation for a business, get rid of all your debt, start a new company. He's done that. You also can do Chapter 11. So those who read the paper, you'll see that a lot of companies through the pandemic have distressed assets, and they're reorganizing using Chapter 11. So you don't have to shut down. You don't have to go through these financial struggles. And so I try to educate people through my just being a debt relief agency. I being a good bankruptcy attorney. And then I have some other stuff I do with criminal law, with really just trying to make sure that people who look like me have a representation, somebody who cares about them. We do some little bit of personal injury work, but that's the majority of our practice. And so
we're so going to have you come back to explain all these lawsuits with the vote.
Oh my goodness! Have you been following?
Baseless.
Yeah. That's the one word. In one word, it's
baseless. Have to have you come back to explain, to break it all down.
I would love to talk about that. Politics is always a love of mine, but for the most part, we just need to get past our current president and get into the new administration in the next 45 days. But outside of that, I would love to come back, talk about anything you want to do, law, entrepreneurship, community. It's been fun.
We need, because one of the things we do like to do is support the entrepreneurship. And if we could have you come on a regular basis, that would be great. Because it's always so much to learn, always new laws, new rules.
Absolutely.
You don't know.
Right.
You don't know. That is my motto at the law firm. You don't know what you don't know.
So what are your contact information so someone can get a pen?
Right. Get a pen.
I will make this easy for you guys. If you can reach me
social media.
Well, I'll start my cell phone. You can reach me directly at 281-772-1273. You text me first and just let me know. We can schedule a consultation to discuss what you got going on, whether it's through entrepreneurship or legally, and I'll be happy to help you. Now, if you're on social media, you can follow me on Instagram at Yates Law Office. That's the same thing for Instagram. It's also the same thing for Facebook. Or personally, you can follow me at PJY_equal-liberty. That's EQUILIBERTY. And next time, I'd love to talk to you about Equal Liberty platform that I'm starting. I launched a technology platform that is going to go live in January. And I would love to talk to you about how I'm really trying to build wealth in the community using technology.
You kin to Jack Yates?
Things like through several generations, my dad explained to me.
I'm sure people ask you.
I've had it all my life.
Oh yeah.
From grade school all the way to even being in law school, we're going through a case, and they say, "You kin to Jack Yates?" The professor, I'm like, "Don't give me an A." I think so. You talking about Uncle Jack?
So keep your Mondays open for January, because we will definitely bring you back to talk about equilibrium. Equal liberty.
Love
that word. That's a cool. Did you trademark that word?
I absolutely did.
That's a lawyer for you. I would.
No, small business. Remember, you probably talk about trademark.
I do. Yeah. So that's the only topic I cover on my own is the law part. It's like, how do you know when you need a lawyer? And then by the end of the workshop, it's like, you need at the very beginning, when you have that great idea, that's when you get your lawyer, because you need somebody that's going to protect that idea, because that's what's going to make you millions or maybe even billions of dollars.
For you then. A lot of questions. I'll be calling you personally, because I got a lot of ideas I want to be patented.
She needs a trademark on all of those.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so one more time, your phone number.
My cell phone number is 281-772-1273. You can call or text me anytime. Obviously, to speak about entrepreneurship, law, and I would love to, like I said, again, come back.
Everything under the umbrella of law you can cover, right?
Yeah, if it's not myself, it's one of my partners. And so that's one of the benefits of having a general practice. Obviously, I mean, my passion and where I spend most of my time is dealing with corporate and bankruptcy, and then doing some time in the criminal law courts. But we have people there that does family law. We've done personal injury cases, and there's all type of matters that'll come up that, as somebody who advocates for founders, you know that you want to protect them as well as their family, as well as their employees. And so it's good to be well versed in the law.
That's great.
That's the only thing about when we have guests that have do so many things.
Right.
Your mind just jumps to different questions.
Right. You want to ask a million questions. One question is the pitch competition open to the public?
I don't want to be like the jack of all trades. Like, no, I'm a great attorney. I just happen to have passions.
You are multifaceted.
They just call me. No, I am just a lawyer, just a good old country boy lawyer that likes to go open up the books and read. Man, yeah, you got to.
With his red bottom shoes.
Thank you. Keeping it real. Country or urban?
Small Business Exchange. We should start the registration process today.
Oh, good.
You'll have it online. You can go through the Urban League Facebook page. It is free to register for the event. You have to register for the event to register for the pitch competition. Anybody in the city of Houston can register for the pitch competition.
Okay.
Anybody in the world who's listening can participate in the event, and then you'll learn something. Even through the pitch competition, you'll find that if you're not if you're not comfortable with the idea of getting what we call a pitch deck, which we can come back and talk about another time, and being able to present to a banker or an investor, you learn it just by watching somebody else doing it.
So we can watch. We can all log in.
Absolutely.
We register in order to watch.
Yeah, I think the last one had over 3,500 people viewing it because we opened it up virtually to Facebook versus when it was in person, you had like 200 people. We're not going. He's trying to wave us off. We're not going anywhere. We're going to be here for another hour.
Oscars, y'all. That's what happens when you win the Oscars.
The music starts coming on. I want to thank my mom. I want to thank my kids, my wife. I mean, all y'all. No, this has been great. Thank you.
Because all of a sudden, you're like I said, we have you have to come back for sure.
January,
for sure.
Please mark your. We'll pick a January. Okay. I'll be in touch with you before then.
Yeah, if even not before. Because when can you sign up to join the small business? Can you sign
for Equal Liberty?
No, just in general.
For small business stands, you can start today, and the event's going to be held on December 12th.
Okay. And I'm talking about even to do the program.
The January one.
Oh yeah, we start that like a week after Christmas.
But you can register right away.
Yeah, it's usually open.
We better go before.
We got to get out of here, man.
I know. Wow.
The producer of the show is the Debbie Downer.
Well, but we love him anyway.
It was
absolutely. Thank you for what you're doing, brother.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. It's been a pleasure.
Philip to those who know you well.
Please just call me Phil. Philip. Yeah, PJ. Whatever.
PJ is cute.
There we go.
There we go. Well, thank you so much.
We appreciate it.
Pleasure. I've had fun.
We'll definitely have you back.
Yeah, we will. And so, guys, we'll see you next week. Stay tuned for Asia. What's coming on? I'm sorry, Kyle. What's Kyle's last name? Asian Global Network is coming up next, and please stay tuned.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone, and we will see you next week. In the meantime, we gotta always ask, how you living?